Tell me, how are you making it on one income?
Apparently, nearly half of Americans burn through their paycheck within 48 hours of getting paid.
Like, what is happening here in the world?
I don't know how y'all are surviving in the US economy. I don't know how people are making it.
$15 for 8 pieces of chicken and a bunch of rice? Not worth it. This is ludicrous.
Prices of shit is going up and the quality is going down.
Check this out. At this point, if you could pay your groceries, your gas, and your rent, you living in luxury. It's crazy how everything just keep getting more expensive, but you are not getting no more on your paycheck. My money has been disappearing faster than the samples at Costco. If you feeling the same way, you're not alone. Check this out.
So in theory, this looks pretty good, but I don't know where you can buy a pound of a bag of beans for $1.05. I don't know any place you can do that. I don't know any place where you can buy a pound of rice for 97 cents. And I don't know no place that you can get 2 zucchinis for $1.20. You can't even get 2 zucchinis for $1.20 at Aldi's. So you mind sharing where you're shopping? Because I think it would be helpful to everybody. Because if you say that somebody could feed one person on $3 with that, you mind telling us what store you're shopping in? Because I would love to know so that the rest of us can get that 97-cent rice. Because I buy my rice in bulk from Costco, and which is cheaper than buying this little 97-cent a pound rice you're talking about. So I just want to know, where do you go to get this so the rest of us can save money like you're doing right now? Thanks a lot.
So apparently, nearly half of Americans burn through their paycheck within 48 hours of getting paid. And before people start screaming, stop buying coffee or learn discipline, listen to where the money is actually going. Rent, grocery, gas, utilities, late fees, overdraft fees. Y'all seeing a pattern? Now, this article I read said most people aren't even spending crazy. They're just trying to survive long enough to make it to their next paycheck. And honestly, that's the part don't nobody want to talk about. We have a generation that's working full-time jobs but living in survival mode. You get paid, bills instantly hit, your accounts get drained, then you spend the next 2 weeks waiting for a deposit. That right there is not freedom. That's financial survival. Now, Gen Z and millennials are getting hit the hardest because everything costs more and wages have barely moved. And people are wondering why anxiety, depression, and burnout are through the roof. How are people supposed to save money when most of their check already belongs to bills before they even touch it? You're getting paid just to give the money right back. The craziest part is that this article said many people aren't even irresponsible. The timing of the system itself is hurting the people. Bills come whenever they want, and people only get paid every couple of weeks. So a lot of people lives on this constant cycle. Paid, broke, stress, repeat. And a lot of Americans are tired.
Bro, I went to Subway. I got a foot-long sub, a bag of chips, and a measly apple juice. $19.25? Like, what is happening here in the world that Subway for one sub is $19.25? Like, what are y'all trying to do to us Americans? Like, fund a war?
6 figures is no longer enough. I don't know how y'all are surviving in the US economy. I don't know how people are making it. For some reason, all of these videos keep popping up on my feed about people losing their jobs and can't sell their house. Groceries are too high. They work in 3 jobs and it's still not enough. And it's just like, I don't even search this stuff, but the algorithm must know. Like, it's getting hard. It's getting hard for all of us. Even if you make six figures, even if you make 100,000, 200,000, like it's literally not enough because it seems like everything continues to go up. Everything, everything except our salaries continue to go up. So I just want to know, let's have a conversation in the comment section. Who is doing okay? Who is struggling? Who is at wit's end? Who is like, I'm this close to being living out of my car. I'm this close to. And then the thing is, it's a domino effect because as soon as people get to their wits end point to where it's like, I'm willing to do whatever I gotta do to survive, to feed my family. And this is why you have the domino effect of all the violence, all the this and that, is because everything is trickling down. We literally cannot survive. And if you have not invested, if you don't have any savings, if you don't have any assets, if you've been living paycheck to paycheck before all of this, now you're going into debt, or some people can't even borrow money. Like, we are in literal hard times. If you are not in the United States, let me know where you are and how the economy is for you. But we're in bad times. We're in hard times with the United States economy, the job market. I'm so grateful that I have a job, that I make the money that I do, but none of it is guaranteed. None of it's guaranteed. We could wake up tomorrow and be like, all these people getting laid off back to back. I've seen videos. People were like getting laid off for 4 times in 2 years. It's really bad. How y'all holding up?
This is where we are in society. That's 8 pieces of chicken and some rice for $15. $15 for this. $15. Does anybody else have the feeling like there's not going to be any restaurants left if this is what's happening? Like, I'll pay $20 for Five Guys because I feel like it's worth it, but $15 for 8 pieces of chicken and a bunch of rice, not worth it. This is ludicrous.
A family member once asked me how was the pricing in Jamaica at the supermarkets, because their assumption was that life is cheaper in Jamaica. And unfortunately, it's not, depending on who you are, depending on your income, and depending on what you like to eat. And so, but because of the economy all over the world, prices has increased. One of the things I had to get to learn while traveling is that things that I would get in the States and assume would be cheaper here, like fruits and vegetables, because there's a lot of farming here. And the oxtails that I love is very expensive, especially oxtails. Why? Because I found out they're imported, which I'm dumbfounded because you have locals here in Jamaica. So there's just a lot of things that I see that makes me go, hmm. But unfortunately, life here in Jamaica, when it comes to food, is the same as it is in the States. So you have to make provision. You have to decide and make big choices, better choices. I have a lot of foods that are not customary foods of Jamaica that I had to adjust to and buy other things. And it cost me more, especially like my berries. But because that is what I eat and need, I'm going to buy it. And then I have to make adjustments, in other areas if you choose to. But understand, food is just as expensive here in Jamaica as well as it is now in the United States. Um, Sadly, the health food industry is questionable now. They're starting to get fake food, see this fruits. It's just ongoing. And so you have to find the best fit for you and your family and your health. And while you do this, continue to look for better alternative. Do your research, but understand this life is just going to continue to get worse. So be prepared. You know, keep your health in order. Do better now with your body now, because Food is going to be scarce. Prices is going to continue to surge.
Well, I wish I
But
could
people
find
still
some.
need to
I'm
eat.
sorry.
And so
Some
I hope this video helps anyone that decides to travel, anyone who's seeking to glean information while traveling. I would have to say that there's a lot of upgrades to Jamaica, and so you will be able to survive when it comes to
Dean, I'm
what you
done.
need to eat here. You know, but again, life is expensive, but continue to be healthy.
Prices of shit is going up and the quality is going down. You see that date says April 2026. It's June. There's no reason why this should have been on the shelf. So Vons, this should have been pulled off the shelf. Secondly, today is June 10th. It says best if used by June 13th. But to my surprise, what the hell? Y'all want to increase the price and just keep feeding the bullshit. And excuse my language, but I'm sick of this. Like, it's molded all through, like, two examples of bullshit. Do better, America.
New York City is preparing for a food shortage.
Really?
Right now.
Okay, tell me why you seen it on the ground.
I
Talk
have
to
a
me.
friend who works for higher up in the city,
Uh-huh.
and New York City is warehousing food and water.
Huh.
Expected to be a shortage of food and water, and they started that last spring.
Wow. Huh.
We're legitimately witnessing the fall of the United States. It doesn't work for our generation, bro. It just does not. Check me out. Okay, the generation before us, our parents, they were building cribs, buying cribs for $150K, putting 5 to 10K down payment. Then their shit tripled, quadrupled over the last decade, 2 decades. Brother, a starter home is not even a starter home. A starter home for us is like a luxury home for what it was back then. 300, 400K. You're gonna be paying 4 to 5K a month. That's why everybody rents, bro. After COVID, one company bought all that shit up, and brother, they don't want us to own property anymore. And most people aren't gonna own property. Really running like this: 4K in a mortgage, like 1,500 in groceries, $500 in gas a month. What are we at? 6 bands? You need to make 6 figures at least to survive. To live a good life, like $250,000.
This is fucking crazy. Before I leave Publix, I gotta show y'all these prices. This is for a case of sodas. This used to be $3 to $4. This is $9.29 for a case of sodas. Look at this. For a case of root beer, it's $11.49. A carton of eggs is $11.39. Come on with these prices, bro. For a bag of barbecue lays, $4.99. It's $5 for a bag of chips. It used to be $2. This is insane. This is $10 for a case of Gatorade. And they had the nerve to put buy two, get one free. You're paying $20 for 2 cases of Gatorade, man. That's insane. These used to be $4. And they're doing buy two, get one free, making people think that they're getting a deal. It's crazy, man. What happened to our country in just 4 years? What happened? Just 4 years ago, all of these were $1. Now we're at $3.59. I don't know what Joe Biden has done to our country and Congress in the last 4 years, but we need a clean sweep. We need to redo our Congress, our Senate, our House of Representatives, because these people aren't favoring the people in our country. They're looking out for themselves. They're investing in stocks that favor their stocks. They're fattening the pockets of themselves and their own families. They don't care about the people. So come November, let's make this right.
Tell me, how are you making it on one income? I am a 45-year-old mom who got the degree, got the job, got the steady paycheck. My husband finally, for the first time in all of our years of marriage, has a steady job, a steady paycheck, but we still weren't making ends meet. How are you doing it? How are you doing it without a side hustle? Because I legit want to know. Gas, groceries, insurance, utilities, everything is up. How are you doing it and doing anything extra without bringing in an extra income unless you have some 6-figure high paying job. As a normal family, how are you making ends meet?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is $90 worth of, I wouldn't even call this groceries. This is one bag. What's in here? There's a little thing of rice in here, some mushrooms, some graham crackers, Nutella, 2 cleaning products, strawberries, some cauliflower rice, and some bread. And $90. There is also a ground beef in here, but yeah, $90. And this is the reason why sometimes I go out to eat, because I don't have to cook it. I don't have to pay for the gas and electricity and my time and all that. And
I live in a place that I can't afford. I work so very hard to not be able to afford to live in Virginia. In my area, everything is so expensive. And for what I do, for the corporation I work for, which is a very big corporation in this area, I still can't afford to live here. Nowadays, you cannot get a decent apartment without paying thousands of dollars to live there. And I'm being told I don't make enough money to buy a home where I live, where I work, where I pay taxes. I can't afford to buy a house. I don't make enough money for that. I think it's just so sad and sucky to put so much work in to look up and realize you only paid bills and taxes and you can't afford to have something of your own without making a ton of money, which you should be able to make the money to live where you work and pay taxes. It makes me so frustrated to be a single mom, to be a full time worker, to actually do well at what I do and still not be able to have things of my own because the area does not pay its people what it costs to live in the area. That is so insane to me.
So, I haven't been in America for a while. I've been living outside the country for a while, and I'm back here in Houston. I've been here for about a month, for medical reasons. And I can't help but notice how very expensive things have gotten. And mind you, I used to live out here. And I remember when I first moved to Texas a few years ago, I didn't spend more than $150 every month for groceries, like going to Walmart. And I eat very healthy for the most part. And now, actually, I eat significantly more healthy than I've ever eaten all of my life. Like every single thing is very clean. I buy like what? Sandwich stuff, vegetables, fruits sometimes, like wheat bread, milk, eggs, pasta. Not even pasta, like noodles and stuff, like very light stuff, you know what I'm saying? And water. I don't even drink, you know what I'm saying? No alcohol. No, I don't buy meat apart from like frozen chicken strips that I use for my salads and stuff. No meat, no red meat, no fish, no juice. I bought juice one time. I don't eat junk. Like the cookies and the snacks and things. I don't eat none of those. And I noticed my groceries is close to $90 every week, close to nine, and that's just me, one person, one man. Okay, who does not eat that much? Like everything in the cart is very. Maybe I should do a video to show you guys. Is very simple, like super simple. And I'm sitting here wondering. I think that equals like close to $90. That equals approximately $350 a month for just me, and I'm being very frugal. And I'm sitting here wondering how are people surviving? Like I'm not even trying to be funny at all. How are people surviving? People who are married, people who have kids, people who have multiple kids, people who don't make a whole lot of money. Not that I make a lot of money anyway, like I make chicken change, but I know that there are some people who are barely making it, like they're living paycheck to paycheck. How are you guys surviving in this economy? And what blows my mind is the fact that there are people who are still having kids. Like, I can't make this. You see, I feel like this is not a real place. Like, this is why I keep saying this is not a real place. It's a simulation. Like, I keep seeing people getting pregnant, congratulations, congratulations, and having kids and bringing kids into I can't imagine. I can't imagine bringing a child into this world right now. I feel like part of what's keeping me sane, in spite of all the things that I go through, the battles that I fight physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, all of those things, Chad, that I don't always talk about online. Part of what's keeping me sane is that it's just me. and I'm walking silently with my God, knowing that eventually all this shit will be over eventually. But if I had a child, if I had someone, especially a child, dependent on me, oh my God, hell fucking no. That, yeah, I can't do that. How are you guys surviving? Americans, how are you surviving with this crazy ass economy? Sure.
Cut, cut, cut. How many damn cuts are we supposed to make to survive in America right now? This is ridiculous. Tell me what's hurting your wallet the most these days, because everybody is feeling it. I know I am. Check this out. Now, I know y'all don't think these prices are normal. Hit the subscribe button and let's keep this conversation going. This is ridiculous. Happy every day.
No fit overthink, oh. Me, I no like stress. Steady on my speed, oh. I'm no patient. Checking my point.